We made it.
Look at it. Look
We
at it.
here.
Look at it.
Good Lord.
Hooray!
We made it. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is D-Ray, the producer. I am executive director here at Blast Media. I am also co-owner of Blast Radio 247 and CEO of Soul Res Music. And I am here with my queen of aces, my co-host, Miss Party. Miss Party, how you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful, blessed, and having a beautiful afternoon on here with my favorite person,
That's
Paquito.
that's
D-Ray.
awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Despite all of the shenanigans that happened before the show. Um, so to give you all a little idea of what we're trying to do here, the purpose of the liftoff is we want to create a platform for independent artists to come on to talk about their music, to talk about the process, and that we want this to be more of a music podcast. Now today might be a little strange because we're winging it a little bit today, and that's fine, because that's one of the things that when you are dealing with live performances, you got to learn how to roll with the punches. So we make no apologies for the show. We're gonna do our best though, but we make no apologies here on
No,
the liftoff.
no.
So a little background on me. For those that don't know, I am from North Carolina. I've been in independent music now going maybe 30, over 30 years. I started way back in the early 90s. That was my first time going in a recording studio. It was probably right like 1990, 1991, somewhere around in there. And since that time, I've picked up skills along the way. First how to record, how to be a recording artist, then how to engineer, how to mix, how to play. And one of the things about being an independent artist is that at some point you're gonna have to learn how to do everything yourself until you have the budget to hire people. And let's just face it, that can get expensive because the rule of it is what you don't know, you have to hire someone to do. And so I have kind of become a jack of all trades in this. And I'm at this point now that I want to not only collaborate with people, but I want to help people that are coming up behind me to say, hey, this is some of the places and some of the pitfalls that I ran through, some of the brick walls I ran through. And hopefully, even though you may learn running through those same walls, hey, we hope that you won't. So give a little, Miss Party, if you don't mind, give a little background on yourself. You don't have to tell it all though.
Oh, I'm not.
But give a little background on yourself and what kind of music you
First, I
like,
want to say, hey, Miss Carla, and hey, Mr. Glass. Thank you all for joining us. And then I also want to just start off with saying D-Ray gave exactly what he does, but just in case you guys are wondering, go back and listen to our liftoff music. When I say he put it down, like that should just let you know what he's dealing with and what type of music background that he has. But since I have made his head a little bit bigger, let me just speak about me. I'm born and raised in California. Um, I love music. I love all genres of music. So there's not anything that I don't listen to. I love country. I love jazz. I love all types of music. I don't have the background that D-Ray has, but if the music is right, you have my attention. So that's where I fall into play at. It's the beats for me,
right?
and the words have to make sense with it.
Right. And something you just said that I want to key in on, that here on the liftoff, I want you guys to know that we are going to listen and debut and platform anybody.
Yes.
All genres. It's not just, I have my lane and I have my specialty, but here, whether you rock, country, zydeco, jazz, whatever the case may be, there's going to be a spot for you here on the liftoff. The main thing though is, does it sound good? Is it professional? And we may actually at some point have a mechanism that we do live demo listens, because we have a team here at Blast that we have some professionals, don't get me wrong, we have some doctors of business, we have some MBAs, but all of us are actually just music fanatics. So at some point there might be some opportunities for you guys to email us your demos, and we can take a listen to them, but that'll be down the line, because that certainly won't be today. So,
and then also let me throw this piece in there. We, even though we're going to be sensitive about how we feel, please don't take nothing personal. Like, we're just going to be honest about how we feel. Just because your music, we may not like it at the present time, that we may go over it or listen to it, doesn't mean that you won't make it back on here and we will lift you up. We're not kicking you down. We're just going to be honest about our opinions. So please don't take nothing that DeRay or I say personal. Just take it as like constructive criticism, and from people that's, especially me, who have no music background. So I'm one of the ones that's going to be one of your artists. I mean, one of your customers or clients that you want to promote music to. So if I'm saying, the beat is this or the lyrics is this, I'm not being funny, because that's not my profession. That's just what I would listen to and what I would say if I heard it on the radio.
Facts. And and the thing is, that's really one rule of being an independent artist, is understanding that you have to separate business from personal. You have to really understand that you, as an independent artist, are a commodity, and that people, when they say, hey, I don't like your music, they're not saying they don't like you. They're just saying that they don't like that particular thing that you just did, and there is a difference. But you know what? We'll work through that with you guys, because, my alter ego, I will fight my alter ego from coming out. Don't tell them what my alter ego is. If you watch Rats, or if you watch Glass House, if you watch any other of our podcasts on the network, you know what my nickname and my alter ego is. But this is not a show for that. But this is, we're not only lifting up, we want to empower.
Don't set them up for the fall. Do not even set them up for the fall. It's coming out. So don't do them like that, please, y'all.
Come
on. All
on.
what he just said, because that all take all of meet them soon.
You know what? This is just this kind of slander. I mean, come on.
It's not. It's
anyway, moving. So without further ado, we are blessed to have our first official guest of the Liftoff. And this brother is one of the dopest MCs. Now, let me restate that. One of the actual dopest MCs, not just a Christian hip hop MC, not just whatever. He's one of the dopest MCs I know, and he's a real good brother, real cool brother too. So without further ado, let me bring on my man, Chris White. I hope he's not in the Matrix.
What's up? You talking about right here?
Oh, there you go.
Why? Here we go. All right. Just look. Hi, Chris.
How you doing, Miss Carter?
This dude, he done brought out the hate blockers already. What's going on, Chris?
I'm good. Did anything.
I'm good. No.
I don't understand.
No, he was talking about the Matrix, so I had to let him know what we was talking about. Hey, man, I'm excited, man. I'm blessed to be here, man. This is the first one. It's an honor and a privilege, man. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it, man.
No doubt. So my first question to you, Chris, is, can you tell the people where you're from and what exactly do you do?
Okay, I'm originally from Kinston, North Carolina. Currently, I live near Wilmington, North Carolina, near the beach. And I am a hip hop artist. Some people like to put people in a box and be like, oh, he's a Christian artist, he's a Christian hip hop artist, he's holy hip hop, he's this, he's that. And so I don't really let anybody put me in any of those boxes. First of all, because for my foundation, I didn't start out as a Christian artist. I started out just as a hip hop artist. Even with some of the music I sent you, reason why I chose that music is because it kind of tells my life story. You know what I'm saying? So people, when they really listen to my music, they get a chance to know a little bit about my history, where I come from, where I'm at right now, and where I'm going. But like I said, is starting out, you know what I'm saying? I was just like a battle rapper. Had a chance to open up for such artists as Jay-Z, Rakim, from Eric B and Rakim, Raekwon the Chef from Wu-Tang Clan, stuff like that. And it was later, after being in music for like 20 years already, that I started doing gospel. And so I've been on both ends of the spectrum and can speak to a lot of different things.
So what inspired you to switch lanes? Like, what made you come from being a battle rapper to gospel rap?
Actually, it wasn't even that's a great question, by the way. It wasn't even like that I chose to switch lanes. I just basically stopped doing music altogether. I took like a 3-year break where I didn't do music at all. For one thing, I actually crazy thing, I was attending a church when I first like got saved or whatnot. And the pastor was like, rap is of the devil, and you shouldn't be doing this and listening to that. And at that time, I was like, man, I just wanted to please God, man. If I read in the Bible, it said drink gasoline, I'd be like, give me that 93 octane. You know what I'm saying? So I want the best gas, if that's what I'm supposed to do. So I just basically was like, okay, if God don't want me to do this, and that was a real hurtful thing, because I was like, man, I've been spending half of my life doing music, and now I'm like, God don't want me to do that. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm thinking. But the more I read the Bible and the more I learned about God, I found out that was probably the farthest thing from the truth. Like when you if you dig into the Bible, I'm gonna get all deep or whatever. But when you look, when he called the disciples, there were a couple of his disciples and they were fishing, and he said, I'm gonna make you a fisher of men. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say I was gonna make you a mechanic of men. He said, I'm gonna make you a fisher of men. So he took what he created them to do and just used this for his purpose. And so after about 3 years, somebody let the cat out of the bag, told the pastor of a church I was attending that Brother Chris can rap. And he was like, oh, can you do a rap for God? I was like, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So I rapped in church one Sunday. People loved it. And after that, man, I was in it for like 19, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Just traveling all over, churches, prisons, festivals, concerts, you name it. Not just me, you know what I'm saying? Some of my homeboys too. And we just basically been all over the United States, just sharing the gospel. Yeah.
Hey, wow.
That's dope. So what we're about to do is, before we get deeper into these questions, we're going to give people a little taste of your music. Okay. So I'm going to pick a track. I'm not going to even look at the title. I'm just going to pick one. Everybody mute your mics and let's see what happens.
All right. That's what's up.
I know a little man who had it rough from the start. Born with Down syndrome, 4 holes in his heart. To a teenage mom living in a trailer park. No lights in the crib at night, it was dark. Doctor said he wouldn't live long, lest they operate. Contemplated quality of life, so they set the date. Baby boy made it through a triple bypass, but the fork was too much, so her baby boy passed. With no insurance and a stupid great deal, an anonymous donor paid it off in cash. Only lived 6 months, he was gone in a flash, but he touched so many people in his life short dash. When I think about his life, it's easy to do the math. Humbled, I'm content with the things that I have. I can see him up in heaven smiling down, I just laugh. Thankful for my nephew and the time that we had, so you know how it goes. Anyway, the wind blows, blessed like a newborn, 10 fingers and 10 toes. And even if he chose to do it another way, I will not lose faith, God is still in control. You know how it goes. Anyway, the wind blows, blessed like a newborn, 10 fingers and 10 toes. And even if he chose to do it another way, I will not lose, I will not lose. I'm a full-grown man, but only seen my pops 5 times. Once when I was 5 and again around 9. The other 3 when my uncle, aunt, and grandmother died, so he wasn't there when the fellas asked me to ride. One day, while training for the army out of state, my mom's called out the blue saying your dad dropped by. Missed my whole childhood, but on some bigger man, I invited him to come see me marry my bride. He's in Tulsa, okay, so I offered to buy a ticket like money ain't a thing, I got it and you can get it. Cosby Show never far from Heathcliff and Theo. That season's over, you can get to know me though. Said he had to work, so Pops never showed up. Deal or no deal, I suspected it was ego. Still I married my bride with peace inside. No love and sleep lost, yo, at least I tried, yo. You know how it goes. Anyway, the wind blows, blessed like a newborn, 10 fingers and 10 toes. And even if he chose to do it another way, I will not lose faith, God is still in control. You know how it goes. Anyway, the wind blows, blessed like a newborn, 10 fingers and 10 toes. And even if he chose to do it another way, I will not lose, I will not lose. Phony people in my life, I'm letting you know I see you. I'm no fool, I just give attention to things I need to. So I ain't gonna waste my breath. I have more important things like this candy ain't gonna crush itself. Now, moving right along. A wise man once told me that if I want a hit, then write a song. That's why I place meat over the heat, never candy. The people need something to eat. Artists, how can we? Speak truth and ban me. Before I live as a cowardly flower, I die standing as a man tree. Planted, I shall not be moved, keeping it real so my people will not be fooled. I could possibly go down in history as that dude who refused to follow the world's view, so we never blew. Airplay and all, following trends that send men to an inferno for eternity cannot be cool. Yo, you know how it goes. Anyway, the wind blows, blessed like a newborn, 10 fingers and 10 toes. And even if he chose to do it another way, I will not lose faith, God is still in control. You know how it goes. Anyway, the wind blows, blessed like a newborn, 10 fingers and 10 toes. And even if he chose to do it another way, I will not lose, I will not lose faith.
And that, my friends, is Chris White
Hot,
with 10 toes.
hot, hot, hot. You
Hey,
could have
man.
said 4 toes. I still would have listened to it.
Now, see, that's where I draw the line. You got 4 toes. I'm not listening to nothing.
No, you know, God knows He meets you where you are. So if you got
That's right.
10 toes or 4 toes, God's coming. So
I love it, love it. Hey, so Chris, man, you want to tell us a little bit about that track and
Yeah,
the
no
process? Yeah.
No doubt. Well, man, Miss Party, she's on it, man. Like that's the whole point. Like, people always ask, like, you know, when you have a baby, you like, they be like, well, what you having? They be like, well, as long as it's healthy, you know what I'm saying? 10 fingers and 10 toes, you know what I'm saying? But what if it only have 4 toes? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you still gonna love it? And so, the whole point of the song is sometimes life, you know what I'm saying, gives you lemons. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes life will throw you a curveball. And it's like, you know what I'm saying, even though things don't always happen the way you would like them to or the way you hope or plan, it's like God is still in control. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole message. if you really listen to the words of the song, the very first verse I'm talking about, my sister was she had my nephew when she was a teenager, and he was born with Down syndrome, had 4 holes in his heart. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is not something I just made up. This is real life. You know what I'm saying? My nephew Dante. I actually when I wrote it, before I put it out, I sent the track to my sister, and I got her permission because I didn't want to, you know what I'm saying, put out anything that she didn't approve of. But she was like, yeah, I love it. You know what I'm saying? Put it out there. And so through that process, my nephew, he passed away. He only lived for like 6 months. He had a triple bypass surgery, you know. So he made it through the first 2, and then on the last surgery, you know what I'm saying, he didn't make it. And like I was saying in the song, we have run up like a crazy doctor's bill or whatever, and some anonymous person just paid it off. Like, so he cost us absolutely nothing. Like that's just you know what I'm saying, just how awesome God is. When I wrote this song, man, like when I did this whole album, Carry On is the album that come off of. I think this is my best project pretty much ever. I got other stuff, but the reason why is because when I was writing this song, I remember literally writing and tears falling from my eyes and blurring the ink on the paper. You know what I'm saying? Like God was just giving me the words like that. So when I'm writing, and I'm like, I hadn't thought about my nephew in like years, and it's just coming to me. And it was like, that was the first verse. And then in the second verse, I talked about how you know what I'm saying, my dad was never in my life. He was pretty much like a deadbeat. And then after not being in my life since I was 2 years old, he showed up when I'm like 27, you know, and I'm like, yo. And when my mom called me, she was like, yo, your dad dropped out. And I'm like, what? I didn't even think I would care, but I was like, dang, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, okay, he trying to make an effort. I'm a Christian now. I'm gonna take the high road. And I was like, yo, like making efforts to like try to get my dad to like, hey, I know you haven't been here, but guess what? I'm getting ready to get married soon. So I offered to buy him a ticket and all that stuff. I'm like, man, I got money. You know what I'm saying? Like, all you gotta do is show up. I send you a round trip ticket. And he didn't show up. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like you know what I'm saying, 10 fingers and 10 toes. And even if he chose to do it another way, I would not lose faith. God is still in control. Some people would have just lost faith, you know what I'm saying? Like when things like that happen, you know what I'm saying? Like with my nephew and with my dad. And so it was like, yo, no love or sleep lost. Yo, at least I tried. You know how it goes anyway. The wind blows. That's the whole thing. It's like, I want people to listen to my music and be like, yo, this is real life, because people go through real life and they need real music. That's why I said in the third verse, I said, we have to give people meat, not candy. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of stuff on the radio. It's just candy. It's just really just garbage. It's trash. And but people keep gravitating towards the trash. But what they really need is some music that touches the soul, that can help them get through their daily situations, because there are people who just trying to make it through the day and they don't need candy. They need some real meat. So that's what I tried to provide lyrically.
That was going to be my question. Was this song pertaining to you, your family? So typically when you write, is it about your life, or it's just the struggles that you may see or see someone going through?
It could be both. Like I have songs like I have a song I said what I said. You know what I'm saying? I said what I said. It's not even, I wouldn't call it Christian rap or whatever. I really call it raptivism, because I wrote this song after George Floyd, after Breonna Taylor, you know what I'm saying? And all of these things was happening, and all of this unrest was going on. And so when I wrote this on the behalf of all Black people and how we were feeling. Like this is, everybody don't have the gift that I have and be able to articulate and express or musically put things together and communicate in the way that I can. But what I can do is, when I feel like it's necessary, I can speak for other people who can't speak for themselves. And so that's what I did. And I said what I said, and I go hard. Like, I said, I'm black like Bernie Mac. I am not afraid. I'm a manly man. Maybe get a dog if you scared. Cat stay on the porch. I only run with thoroughbreds. I'm not playing no games. I'm like, yo, and I wrote that like I said, with other people of mine, but also with myself, because I thought about like when I grew up here in North Carolina, there are kids that I grew up with. We rode the same school bus, you know what I'm saying? Some of my light-skinned friends, you know what I'm saying? And I would see some of these people with all this stuff going on. They on Facebook talking about getting their guns and going to shoot people because of somebody trying to take down a statue. And I'm like, really? Like, and it's like a lot of people were just really showing their true colors. And so I wrote this in that vein of Malcolm X gave a speech. He called it what was it called? A ballad or a bullet, something like that. And in that speech, he was basically saying they're not hanging people because they're Baptist. They're not hanging them because they're Muslim. People because they're black. You know what I'm saying? And so in this song, this is like the black people anthem. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm representing. I'm a Christian. Yes, I'm 100% Christian, but I'm 100% black, and I'm proud about that. And I let people know, like, this is how we feel. You know what I'm saying? We're not just gonna take any and everything. And so I'll address any issue, you know what I'm saying, through my gift, you know what I'm saying, as God deemed necessary. You know?
Facts. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna listen to something else. I'm gonna pull it, and we don't know. We haven't listened to it yet. We don't know the title yet.
So
we don't pull it.
We don't know.
We don't know. Now you see us make a face, Chris. Don't.
Yeah,
don't
take it personal.
Don't take it personal.
Hey, man, I'm confident. Look, if it don't sound good, it's the DJ fault.
You got bitter with the sweet.
Look, mute your mics. Let's listen. Here we go.
Step, heel, step, heel, step, heel, step. Step, heel, step, heel, step, heel, step. When we don't make money, we make do like a few taters and beans, we make stew like. When we need you, you always come through, Lord. You always make it do what it do, right? When we don't make money, we make do like a few taters and beans, we make stew like. When we need you, you always come through, Lord. You always make it do what it do. Growing up, I gotta say we didn't have a lot. It's not a cliche, we really didn't have a pot to make potty in. I remember when we used to get food stamps, and mama used to send us in the store to buy small candy just to make change, in hopes to have enough to buy a tank of propane. See, the stove was the heater was the stove. We jump in the same bed and pile on clothes just to stay warm. She even had a cute little 32 pistol keeping us safe from harm. We knew she wasn't perfect, but we saw how she strived to teach us at an early age how to survive. It's like when we don't make money, we make do like a few taters and beans, we make stew like. When we need you, you always come through, Lord. You always make it do what it do, right? When we don't make money, we make do like a few taters and beans, we make stew like. When we need you, you always come through, Lord. You always make it do what it do. I remember how we get sick back in the day. We rarely ever saw a doctor. Grandmama would pray and lay hands on us. But one day on the couch, I was bent over cramping. They couldn't straighten me out without it hurting me. So mama threw me over her shoulder, put me in the back of the cutlass and drove me to emergency. My appendix was ruptured, so now I'm up in surgery. Wondering if this the end like New Edition. Flashing back, the band waited nervously. I slept through it all and woke up wearing a gown in recovery. Yeah, when we don't make money, we make do like a few taters and beans, we make stew like. When we need you, you always come through, Lord. You always make it do what it do, right? When we don't make money, we make do like a few taters and beans, we make stew like. When we need you, you always come through. Lord, you always make it do what it do. What I say next may sound far-fetched, but it's a fact though. In Vanceboro, North Click, working in tobacco on the last row. We were working sort of fast till a thunderstorm arose. We waited till it passed. When we went back to work is where it gets frightening. From a clear sky, I was hit by a bolt of lightning and the force threw me. Now I'm floating back looking down. My spirit in the air, my body on the ground. Then I came to. My left arm was paralyzed, but all I could think about was telling God thank you. And when I tell you he's good, it's cause he's been so. That same night I got my arm back playing Nintendo, yeah. When we don't make money, we make do like a few taters and beans, we make stew like. When we need you, you always come through. Lord, you always make it do what it do, right? When we don't make money, we make do like a few taters and beans, we make stew like. When we need you, you always come through. Lord, you always make it do what it do. When we don't make money, we make do like a few taters and beans, we make stew like. When we need you, you always come through. Lord, you always make it do what it do, right? When we don't make money, we make do like a few taters and beans, we make stew like. When we need you, always come through. Lord, you always make it do what it do. When we need you, you always come through. Lord, you.
Right. Oh, I love that.
You know what the sign of a good MC, in my opinion, is being an excellent storyteller.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, and this is just my personal opinion, this is not technical production, whatever. At the end of the day, I don't care what genre of music it is. If you're telling a story, you can get somebody in there that, even if it's some music that they might not necessarily dig right away, the story drags them in there. So, and I had to say, we need to talk about your marketing, because that should have been a line dance. But anyway,
No doubt, man.
what you think? What you think, Miss Party?
To piggyback on what you just said, it's something I can relate to, because I grew up old school and my granny we never saw doctors. We didn't even know nothing about doctors. We had old school remedies to this day. So when you speak of like that, and you speak of, I've noticed that a lot of your songs speak of strong Black women, single,
no doubt,
homes. So I love that. That's something that a lot of people can relate to. It doesn't matter what color you are. What you're saying is what people can really relate to. And you keep God in the midst of it. That's powerful.
no doubt, no doubt. I appreciate that. Go ahead. Y'all had a question? Or
No, I was just gonna say, as I'm over here working these controls, because we had to discipline our intern.
Jesus, on prayer. Prayer line.
We had to do something with our intern, but now y'all go ahead and continue.
So let me ask you this, Chris. You said that this last album, or is it the last album you just showed, is one of your favorite projects. Out of that,
yes.
Which one would be one of your favorite songs, and why?
Oh man, it's hard. I actually went back and I listened to, different tracks on the album. I really couldn't pick. Like last night, I asked my wife, I was like, help me out, like give me some songs that I could play, because I feel like I can really pull from start to finish. Either one of those songs, they're in their own way, they can all compete with each other. Okay. And I'll say this, like I started rapping when I was 10 years old. Okay. I'm far from 10 now, but when I first started producing, I was 10 years old in the Bronx. I'm from North Carolina, but my grandmother had 17 children. So I have aunties in New York. You know what I'm saying? I got family anywhere. I could break down anywhere on I-95, north or south, call somebody, come pick me up. That's how many cousins I have, And so anyways, when I first started producing at 13, I started like with a 4-track recorder and a Dr. Rhythm drum machine and stuff like that. I started from like real humble beginners. Even before that, before I even had a drum machine, it was me and my cousins. We got 2 boom boxes for Christmas, and we had the what's those old cassette tapes where they're like rainbow colored. We would just keep overdubbing, like scratching on the carpet as the turntable, a spoon on
I
a
feel
jar.
like I feel like
You
the
know what I'm
audio nerd because I remember the Memorex.
Yeah,
The Memorex
no doubt.
Memorex rainbow color, and
When he
you
was-
get it for like
Right.
three for like $5 at the drugstore.
Right.
I remember those.
Yeah, man, I got like a 20 pack. You know what I'm saying? So me and my cousin, we got the cheap boom boxes and the Memorex tapes for Christmas, and we're in the floor and we just overdubbing and overdubbing and overdubbing. And once we got a beat, then I rapped over it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how we started. So I said that this is like my best project because this is the first time that everything came together, because the lyrics have always been there. You know what I'm saying? The content, the flow had always been there, but I didn't always have the equipment. I didn't always have the technical know-how. This was the first time that everything was in place as far as the production, the mix, everything, and you can go from top to bottom, and you can't really say technically that there's something that'll turn you off. And in the earlier stages, it was like you're trying to figure it out. And when you're trying to figure it out, the listeners are unforgiving. They're like, yeah, that ain't good. You know what I'm saying? Not that you're not good, but the product that you put together wasn't good. So this is the first time that everything came together and I had everything. I could just look back and say, I'm pleased with that, like from top to bottom. So, and lyrically, substance-wise, it's heavy. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's heavy. Like a lot of people, that song Make Stew, a lot of people, they get into the beat and they're like, yeah, and you want to do the electric slide or line dance or whatever. But if you really listen to the song, I'm talking about making stew. I'm talking about going back to strong black women. My mom worked at a sewing factory making $2 an hour. You know what I'm saying? Raising me and my sister by herself. We were in a mobile home with no electricity, and we out in the country. My mom would literally put the bed up against the door. You know what I'm saying? Me and my sister sleeping beside her. She's in the middle with her pistol in her lap, like making sure nothing happened to us. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the length of some of the things that my mom went through just to make sure that me and my sister had a fighting chance. You know, and so when I put this in lyric form and I put it over a beat, sometimes people just get caught up on the beat, and I'm like, nah, listen to what I'm saying. I'm talking about my mom used to take treat meat. Like she would cook on top of a kerosene heater. You know what I'm saying? Like we would take treat, spam, whatever, take the lid, cut it, fry it on top of the kerosene heater. You know what I'm saying? Like we would literally, we jump in the same bed and pile on clothes, like to stay warm. We just put everything in the house on the bed to stay warm. Like we've really, wherever the bottom is, we're from under that. You know what I'm saying? And so when we don't make money, we make do. Like a few taters and beans. She would cut up potatoes, throw it in the pot with the treat or whatever we had, and make a stew. Like my mom, you know what I'm saying? We had food stamps. My mom would send us in the store, buy little pieces of candy so we could get the change, so she could put the change in the gas tank. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, wait. And see, wait a minute. And see, in the youngins don't really understand that, like back in the day, you didn't have like a little card that you went in. No, your mama had this thick thing of books. It looked like a checkbook, and you had to rip them off. And seeing what my mama did, you know, I'm trying to put all our business out there.
Right.
What my mama did, my mama would save the ones. They were like brown, the $1 ones, and send me in there with like 10 of them.
Yeah,
you know.
So, man, we go from store to store, like like don't go in there and buy nothing expensive.
They were brown,
right?
Yeah,
brown, pink, and purple, wasn't they?
Right. Right.
with the book. It was a colorful book. And
Mhm.
we used to ball them up because we didn't want to go in there with the food
Right.
stamps.
No, I didn't want to go in there either. But
So I used to wait until everybody would go through the line, and then I would go through the line
Right.
and get told to
Right.
get with the stamps.
But that's
we
real.
made it got it through. We wouldn't be
Yeah.
here to listen to the
No
amazing
doubt.
that you putting out and being able to relate back to where we all came from
No
if
doubt.
we use them.
Hallelujah. Yeah, man.
So what we're gonna do now? We're gonna listen to one more from Chris, and this is the last one. And then we'll go into some other stuff if we can survive.
No doubt.
If we can survive this whatever. Man, what did you just send me, Chris?
It's user
Here we
error.
go.
All right, there you go.
Did you just say user error? Don't you start with me and we right here at the end.
Look,
Don't
this
you
is a
do it.
God show. This is a God show.
Where's your mute mic button? Here we go, y'all. Mute your mics. Here we go. Chris White.
Some think cause I be ripping this mic and I'm repping my Christ. It can't be tight. Some say cause I be repping my Christ while I'm ripping this mic. Man, they say it ain't right. I know it's tight, but it's right. I ain't never falling off. Come on, it's like riding a bike. Now ride with me. Ride with me. Come on, it's like riding a bike. I used to rap in places where I had to walk through the weed smoke just to hit the stage, grab the mic and mislead folk. Not on purpose, though my wisdom was limited. Blame it on the brain, people thinking we're primitive. With everybody telling me I'm hot to death. I opened up for J. Rakim and Raekwon the chef. Down south was too slow, like pre-internet. So each summer I would hit the BX with my cousin Jeff. Get to New York, the first person I meet is Dre, you know, from Showbiz and AG. Now can I get a soul clap? Wait, let me sidetrack. Too many lost in the applause, never get their souls back. Back to Dre, down to earth. Dude gave me some gap when he already had a deal. I respected him for that. A simple gesture, but it's crazy how it works when the streets show more love for the youth than the church.
1, 2, 3, hit it.
Some think cause I be ripping this mic and I'm repping my Christ. It can't be tight. Some say cause I be repping my Christ while I'm ripping this mic. Man, they say it ain't right. I know it's tight, but it's right. I ain't never falling off. Come on, it's like riding a bike. Now ride with me. Ride with me. Come on, it's like riding a bike. It's 1996, so my new life begins. Single and saved by having sex every now and then. So the Lord had to send a storm like a whirlwind to break my outer man and release the one within. So now I'm focused, taking it to another level. Stop rapping cause I heard some pastors say it was the devil. Though I found he was an error, all things work together. More time to read the Bible, it only made me better. Now I'm tithing, but I'm living mouth to hand by faith, taking care of my daughter best I can. Now it's just me and God, but I'm so satisfied. I ain't even touched the girl in like a 7-year span. God sent my good thing. On the day I proposed, I didn't even have the dough to put a ring on her hand, but I worked my tail off till I saved enough change. Placed the ring inside the heart of an operation game.
1, 2, 3, hit it.
I'm thick cause I be ripping this mic and I'm repping my Christ. It can't be tight. Some say cause I be repping my Christ while I'm ripping this mic. Man, they say it ain't right. I know it's tight, but it's right. I ain't never falling off. Come on, it's like riding a bike. Now ride with me. Ride with me. Come on, it's like riding a bike. You are not getting sleepy. Though my flow is hypnotic when I rock it, youngin' say, big homie, you still got it. See, the skills ain't leaving. Long as I'm still breathing, I'll be keeping lines moving like shipping and receiving. When it's time to deliver, like Moses parting me ocean. Relying on the power acquired through my devotion. It's the hour that changes the world, baby, I need that. Plant a seed guaranteed, more than a seed back. Show every chance I get, because I know what I sow, I grow, some more to heed that. In the beginning, God gave man dominion over the earth. I can't see Adam like where the weed at. Too fast and furious, sin is like a speed trap. The price of the ticket is death, better believe that. Let him who have an ear receive that, then post on my Facebook wall, give me some feedback.
1, 2, 3, hit it.
Some think cause I be ripping this mic and I'm repping my Christ. It can't be tight. be repping my Christ while I'm ripping this mic. Man, they say it ain't right. I know it's tight, but it's right. I ain't never falling off. Come on, it's like riding a bike. Now ride with me, ride with me. Come on, it's like riding a bike.
One, two, three, hit it.
He's about to loop. All right.
Okay.
What you think, Miss Party?
I like. It seems like I want to understand. So when you're coming out with the singles or the album that you're preparing for, what is it that you want people to hear from Chris? What is it that you're really trying to put out there to the world? What's the message?
First and foremost. Oh, first of all, before I answer your question, I want to address everybody in the comments. I've been trying to figure out how to respond in the chat, but I want to let y'all know I see everything. I appreciate. I'm not ignoring y'all. I just for some reason I couldn't figure out how to chat back over here.
No, it's cool. It's cool because you know you got to fire the intern because that's me. That's my fault. We'll just do that.
I don't know how to respond to it either, so don't feel bad. We do.
So Elliot said dope track. Somebody from Blast said fire. Let's see. Sister Carla, I actually like this song. That's an earlier song. I love the banjo and the fiddle.
That makes two.
Elliot, storytelling MCs are the best. And Carla's on the food stamp with train. She's in the club with us. Child food stamps back in the day. We all lived in the projects and lied about being on food stamps. Here's the thing. Ain't nobody lied where I was from.
I did.
But I tell you this, nobody like going in that store with them ones. But I got made too, and I'm still triggered by it. Let's see. And Carla said that was dope. So
appreciate that. Appreciate that, everybody.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, no doubt. But back to Miss Party's question. For me, it's always the lyrics first. You know, in one of my songs, I said, this is actually a true story. I met this guy, just this random dude, and I was in Guitar Center in Raleigh one day, and he was like, he was like a word of advice. He said, if you want to hit, he said, write a song. he said, if you want to hit, he said, write a song. And what he was getting to is like a lot of people are able to just get by because you got a dope producer. You got a dope producer. You could just mumble and you could just say anything. If the beat is hot, you know, like, I mean, we got enough of that every day on the radio. You know what I'm talking about. But he was like, if you want to hit, it was like write a song. And so I took that to heart. But even before then, kind of because out of necessity, I didn't have music, so I wrote my lyrics to nothing. But because I wrote my lyrics to no music, you could put on any beat, and I could just jump on any beat, no matter what the cadence, and I could make it fit. Why? Because I wrote my rhymes to silence, you know. And also, when you write your words without the music accompanying it, it's like you can't hide behind the beat. You know what I'm saying? Your words have to be dope right by themselves. And so that's what I want people to hear. It's like the music is good, you know what I'm saying? The music is the bait, but the real source or the food, the nourishment, it comes from the words, you know. And what is that lyric I said in my song Use Me? I was like that I said something about the music is just like a tool, or prayer is the driver that I tighten the screws with. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like rap is a tool, you know what I'm saying? But prayer is the driver that I tighten the screws with. It's like the power of God behind me and in me. You know what I'm saying? That's the real thing I want you to get to. You know what I'm saying? And so God is in my words. And that's what's going to change your life. That's what's going to help make things or situations better. It's the message. it can work in a negative way or a positive way. And even like the song "Riding a Bike," tell you a little bit about the story about that. If you listen to the hook, I said, some say because I be ripping this mic while I'm ripping my Christ. They say.
I think he might have gotten stuck a little bit.
Yeah, because you're not stuck in neither am I. That ain't nothing but the devil. You know when
Hey, you know what? You know what? He will be back. He'll gonna be back once he gets unstuck, and we'll get him back in.
Take this, like, you know, you see who he left. You see who left up here. So when I don't know, is that a sign that you might be the demon child?
Ooh, no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. So here's the thing, everybody that's listening, and appreciate you rocking with us as we there's a saying that you have to build a plane as you fly it. So we appreciate y'all taking time out of your day to rock with us a little bit. And what we do here at Blast, we provide a platform for independent artists. And so, normally we have on all of the podcasts on Blast Media, whether it's Rats, whether it's Glass House, whether it's On Blast, whether it's Carla's Crazy Concoctions, we always have a Blast Artist of the Week. Well, here on the Liftoff, our guests are going to be the Blast Artists of the show.
They're going to be
right. So they're going to be the Glass Artists of the show. So what that means is we're here. We know you're back. Hold on just a second, Chris. So what that means is that you're getting Blast Artists. So if you want to be a Blast Artist, if you want to have a platform and get your music out there, please go to www.blastmusic247.com. Fill out a free profile and let's get your music out there. Blast Music 247, changing the industry one artist at a time. And my man Chris White is back from the Matrix.
Yeah, he made it back.
Morpheus let him come back in.
Yeah. We thought he was coming back like this, Chris.
There we go.
I thought you was gonna come back, but you came back in smooth with your shades.
No doubt, man. I was like, what in the world? Look, at one point I looked, y'all were frozen and I was still talking. I was like, hey, I'm just gonna stop. It's all good.
No, we
you was preaching that thing and the devil was like, nah, not today. Yeah. So he took you out.
But that's fine because we gonna make even the bad for our good. So that just gave me an opportunity to do some business for Blast.
Hey man, gotta get them commercials in, gotta pay the bills.
No doubt. So we got about 7 minutes left. We're not gonna be able to get through the checklist this time, and that's great, because that gives us something to do next week. But I do want to ask you a couple of questions, Chris, about your preparation process. Mm-hmm. Is there a digital audio workstation that you prefer? What is the software that you prefer? There's Pro Tools, there's Logic Pro, there's Cubase, Digital Performer, Studio One. Which one is your lane?
I'm Pro Tools all day.
Okay.
And for one thing, I don't know, man. I'm kind of like a one-track mind type person. Like if I go somewhere and I eat something and it's good, I'm gonna order the same thing like every time. Like if it's not broke, don't fix it type deal. And right. And back in the day it was like Pro Tools is always the industry standard. So if I need to send somebody something or somebody need to send something to me, I know what to do if it's Pro Tools. Or if I got Pro Tools or somebody just send me something they created in another format, as long as they send me the waves, I know how to upload it in Pro Tools and go to town. So I'm Pro Tools all day.
Pro Tools all day. And it's funny that I feel like we have similar journeys in that, nobody really starts off wanting to do everything. You know what I mean? But what winds up happening is you start asking yourself, do I want to spend $500 for the studio today? or do I want
Right.
to take this $500 and go buy me a laptop and this software and learn to do
Right.
it myself?
And I,
So yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and as far as production, I've always been a hardware guy. Like I still make beats on the Ensoniq ASR 10.
Nice.
You know, I got a MPC 5000 that I really don't even know how to use, man, because I'm just
Right.
such a nut on the ASR.
Right.
For those that don't know, the ASR 10, that's the same piece of equipment that Kanye West used to make all the beats for Jay-Z that pretty much put him on the map.
Mhm.
And I remember when I first got the ASR, this was like 1994, right?
Mhm.
I come back from basic training. I saved up money. That's the reason why I joined the army. You said pretty much I hustle my money to pay for my music, you
Mhm.
know. And so I came back from training, and I had like $6,000 in the bank. When I came back, I went out. My mom went with me to the music store, got the ASR 10. I brought it back to the house. Play something.
Man.
Yeah. Matrix is a sucker.
I mean, for real.
Like for real. Well, at least he froze with his head just halfway. You know?
Hey, I think it's
man.
no, it's cool, man. We trust
I can
me.
hear
Doing this,
I can hear y'all.
no, doing
Oh,
doing
you heard?
this, we get it. Like
Yeah,
there's
no
going
doubt.
to be times that I'm in the matrix and I got this face like,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
We've
so
all
that's
been
happened
there.
before.
We've all
Let
been.
me. Well, I'm gonna keep it short there. Maybe that's the Lord telling me my answer's too long. But basically, I bought this $2,500 machine and it didn't have any sounds in it. My mom is like, "This Negro is crazy."
Right.
She's like, you just bought a $2,500 keyboard with no sounds in it. I was like, "Yeah, it's awesome." You know what I'm saying? And so I started making beats, like you said. I literally go to the microphone, manipulate it into a bass line. You know what I'm saying? I would take two sticks together, and that was my snare. I beatbox a lot of stuff. So a lot of my original stuff, my early stuff, has got some real unique sounds because I had to sample like real stuff and chop stuff up to create instruments before I could even formulate a beat.
Right.
And that's why I said, like, when I got to the point where I dropped the album Carry On, I finally advanced play over time, like years, to where I finally was where I had everything. You know what I'm saying? I had all the equipment, I had all the connect, I had all the producers in place, and finally people could hear me clearly. You know.
Bet. And we're right up against the time here. But the thing is about when you learn production and when you learn how the nuts and bolts of things, when you're an artist, it makes you care more about your music because it's all you. It's not just the lyrics, it's not just the melody, but you're actually in there creating the sounds that you're going to be creating the drums with. Like when y'all hear the theme of the Liftoff, those are my drums, you know, that I actually went out, found a kick drum that I liked, found the snare that I liked, tweaked it, worked with it. And then what a lot of people don't understand, which is why independent artists, and we're going to talk about this down the line too, why we get so mad at the bootleg man. You don't understand the time involved in me creating instruments that I might not even do a track with today.
And
you know, money. I got hard drives and hard drives of nothing but snares, kicks, cymbals, hi-hats, licks, guitars, whatever the case may be, just so that when inspiration hits, I'll be ready. So, but we'll talk about that investment later. We are here. So, Chris, ending it swiftly, my brother.
No doubt.
Any shout outs you want to give? Any words of encouragement you want to end with?
Yeah. Well,
before you start, Miss Lady, what's party? What's good?
A real quick question: where could everyone find your album?
Okay, I'm pretty much everywhere. if you want to buy it, of course, it's on iTunes or whatever. But if you want to stream it, that's cool too. I'm on YouTube Music, any digital platform. It's everywhere. Just look up Chris White Carry On. I had another album, Chris White Pick It Up. I got some singles. Chris White, I Said What I Said. Chris White. The last single I dropped was Remember the Titanic. Yeah, man, find me on Facebook too. Find me on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I think it's Chris_White 252 because I'm from the 252. All right, Kinston stand up. But yeah, man. But I'm real touchable. But definitely support the music. I guess the last. Oh man, Lord forgive me. Shout out to my wife and my daughters. You know what I'm saying? Without them, I wouldn't be able to do any of the stuff I do. And I guess I'll close with this. Word of advice. My uncle taught me this. He said, figure it out. I actually I preached my uncle's funeral, and this was like the subject. It was 3 of the things that he taught me. Figure it out. That's why God gave you a brain. It's common sense. So whatever it is that you're facing, you know what I'm saying, God gave you a brain for a reason. You know what I'm saying? If you could just take time, breathe, and think through, you know what I'm saying, he'll give you a way to maneuver, to excel, to succeed. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta give yourself time to figure it out.
Wow.
That as they say in the church, that'll preach, brother.
Amen.
Miss Party.
They're gonna catch that on the way home. That's how they end
That's it. Right. Miss Party, what are your parting shots and your shout outs?
I'm just gonna shout out the fact, thank you, Chris, for coming on here and, you know, sharing your platform, also allowing people to see that what you're putting out there has some meaning behind it. It's always good to see an artist be able to speak about what they feel and why they write what they write, because it makes more people like me relate to it a little bit more.
Appreciate.
I want to really thank you and thank your family for even allowing you to sit on here with us on the weekend with user error problems and everything. But
all good.
What you're not gonna do is you're not gonna be politely insulting me, but so you know, because that other dude will show up.
It's my turn, sir. It's my turn. You asked me to say something, so it's my turn. But I also want to shout out to D-Ray because he's amazing. He's the one who thought about this platform so that people like you, Chris, can come on and have the opportunity. So I thank him for giving me the opportunity to come on here and meet people such as yourself. So shout out to all the artists out there. And like D-Ray said, you know, send your information into us so we can love on you, spoil on you, give you constructive criticism. As you see, Chris White got his music out here. We listen to all his music. So if you want to see what people's thoughts and opinions are and really get out there and express what you feel and why you're putting music out there, then hit us up.
Hey, D-Ray, I know we've run out of time, man, but I keep forgetting this. I'm also in the film production, y'all. I just recently executive produced a movie. It's on Tubi called Crossover. It's in the top movies on Tubi right now. We got Jamal Willard, the guy that plays Biggie. You know what I'm saying? He has a role in it. Mendices from Love and Hip Hop New York. What's her name? Tiffany Fox, Dennis L.A. White. You know what I'm saying? The film is doing really good, but I'm one of the executive producers on that. So that's another lane that I'm in. I'm really big on the film production right now. So I appreciate anybody. It's free. You know what I'm saying? Go to Tubi Stream and you'll see my name one of the first ones when the credits roll. Chris White, executive producer. And I appreciate the love on that.
No doubt. That movie made me mad, but we'll talk about it. And you know why. you know why.
I didn't write it, man. I was just
that movie made me mad. But hey, everybody watch that movie called, what is it again?
It's Crossover.
Everybody, if you got the Tubi app on your phone, on your tablet, watch the Crossover and see if it don't make you feel some kind of way at the end.
Yeah.
But and I love that movie. I really do. And shout out to you, man. And that's another thing we're gonna talk about in the near future is various lanes that artists can find themselves in that are not only rewarding but can make you a little pocket change as well.
No
You know,
doubt.
so never focus in on just one part of the industry to get paid on.
Mhm.
You know, streaming and sales are just two. Don't get me wrong. If you do them right, they major.
Yeah.
But trust me when I tell you, it's 42 different ways of getting paid in this industry,
No doubt.
and I'm making it our goal to explore all of them. Okay.
doubt.
And my shout out, I'm shouting out to the fam, shouting out to Blast fam, and you know, my parting shot is going to be what Chris White said. You know, if you're not making dollars, make do. As an
Mhm.
independent artist, you know, it don't matter. You know, it doesn't matter sometimes how much money you have. It does matter how much will that you have. You know, I've seen artists go into the Apple store and write their own albums in the Apple store and make the charts, you know, because they had the will to do it, you know. So Chris, we appreciate you coming on, man. We appreciate you sharing your talents, sharing your gifts, and I personally appreciate you keeping all that cowboy stuff to yourself. All right, y'all have a good show.
See how you do? You see how you do? Look,
No, ain't no look. It's time to go. It's time to go.
Look, that's the difference. That's the difference between the Steelers and the Cowboys. We keep
All right.
it professional.
Y'all have a great day. Peace out.